product that has been around forever, an apple, no label. Hi there. Today we are going to learn how to decode food nutrition labels. Do you really want to eat healthy and you know the best place to start is by knowing what's in your food, but these food labels are so confusing, they're so hard to understand. Most of the words you've never even heard of. Well, that's sort of where the problem begins. So today I'm going to show you a few common things to look for when you're selecting food in the grocery store. I'm hoping that by now many of you have started to hear about seed oils and how we really do not want to consume them. They cause a ton of inflammation. The way they are made is horrendous, and there's nothing healthy about them at all. Our first little item here today, pre-made salad dressing from the grocery store, a brand that's been around forever. The very first thing on their label is vegetable oil, and in parentheses it says could be soybean and or canola oil. Okay, both of those are junk. As you may know, the ingredients are listed on the label in order of what percentage of the overall product they take up. So that means your soybean and canola oil is the number one thing on the list, so that makes up the majority of your salad dressing. Okay, then we have water, vinegar, not so bad. Next is sugar. Why do you need sugar in salad dressing? Okay, so that's strange. Egg yolks, that's okay. Salt, buttermilk. Then you get into all the weird things, the preservatives. We have xanthan gum and phosphoric acid and monosodium glutamate. And then we go on to things I couldn't even begin to pronounce or know what they are. That's one we want to get rid of. You can make your own salad dressing easily, and it's so good, so amazing, no bad chemicals. Another one I get asked about a lot are protein bars, granola bars. Well, honestly, overall, anything that comes packaged like this is not going to be great because it has to have preservatives to stay on a grocery store shelf for a very long time. But I know sometimes we need something quick, we need something we can keep in our purse. But I just took a look at this Cliff Bar, super popular, this has been around forever. Okay, ingredients. First of all, we have organic rolled oats. When oats have been rolled, they've basically been so highly processed, there is no nutritional value left. Okay, next we have organic brown rice syrup. You know what that's code for? Sugar. Organic roasted soybeans. Why do we need soybeans and soy in a protein bar? Then we have soy rice crisps. I don't know what those are. It says that they are made from soy protein isolate and rice flour and barley malt extract, which is also another code for sugar. Oh, here's one of my favorite names for sugar, organic tapioca syrup. Anytime it's got the word syrup in it, that's very likely to be sugar. Okay, next we have organic cane syrup, well, sugar. Then we have macadamia nuts, that's great. Okay, then we have organic soy flour. I mean, this is just a soy bomb, and not the good kind of soy. The good kind of soy is when you have miso soup. This type of soy is usually genetically modified, and it can be an endocrine disruptor. So we want to avoid that. Then we have sunflower and soybean oil. Then we have more sugar. We have the organic cane sugar. Then we have regular cane sugar. Then we have soy flour. I don't even know how many types of soy we have in this. The very last ingredient, soy lecithin. They should call this soy bar. Not much better with this brand Nature Valley that I had a nutritionist actually tell me I should eat sometime back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Okay, we start off with almonds, good. Next we have corn syrup, which is code for sugar. Then we have whole grain oats. You may remember what I told you about oats. Then we have just flat out sugar. Then we have rice flour, which is a modified starch, which actually any of the starches, anytime you see something with the word starch in it, that is actually the ingredient that is causing the most weight gain in the United States. It's not sugar, It's not seed oils, it's the starches. Palm kernel oil, which is a seed oil. Then we have vegetable glycerin. I have no clue what that is. Probably something to make it look good or taste good or preserve it. Honey roasted almond butter could be good, although I see that has maltodextrin in it, which is another code for sugar. It has palm oil also. I'm not really sure how roasted almond butter ends up with palm oil in it instead of just almond oil. Okay, then we get on down to fructose, sugar, canola, and or sunflower oil, so that's more seed oil. Then we have whey, soy lecithin, cornstarch, remember what the starches do, barley malt extract, that's sugar, baking soda, vitamin E. You can make your own protein bars, which are really tasty. So I'll share a recipe for those at some point. I have to admit, I've never eaten these, the veggie straws, but I do see a lot of teenagers with them packed in a lunch, on the go. I guess people think that they have something to do with vegetables. I don't know. But first of all, one tiny serving, 1 ounce, has 16 carbs. That's a bad sign right there. Okay, so you start out with potato starch, potato flour, vegetable oil, which it says can contain canola oil, sunflower seed oil, safflower seed oil, and highly refined soybean oil. Oh, have you ever seen what it looks like when they refine soybean oil? It looks like something you would put in your car engine. Okay, then we have some cornstarch. Oh, but we get to the vegetables now. We have spinach powder, tomato powder, little cane sugar mixed in there, and we have beetroot powder. I guess the best ingredient of all is last, and that's the turmeric extract. So I would skip these as well. The next one is a product that has been around forever. I really didn't realize that people were still consuming this until recently. This is Coffee Mate, coffee creamer. Put in your coffee. I understand that it makes it taste good. First off, it starts off with water. That's okay. I mean, coffee's already got water. I don't know why you need to add more. Second ingredient is sugar. Then the third ingredient, and this is the one that really kind of grosses me out, is soybean oil. Why on earth would you want soybean oil in your coffee? Ugh. Then you have a few other things that I don't know how to pronounce, like mono and diglycerides. You have cellulose gel, which is probably something to give it a good texture. Cellulose gum. Okay, here's the bad one. This is actually on a list of potential carcinogens, and that's carrageenan. You really have to watch for that in products like this and in a lot of the almond milks. Then we get down to the sucralose, which is sugar. Yeah, then there's something else that I couldn't even begin to pronounce. And it says it is a non-nutritive sweetener. Okay, ugh. So you know what's really good to put in your coffee? Organic half and half, or even organic heavy cream. This has 1 gram of carbohydrates, 1 gram of sugar. Let's see, the Coffee Mate has 5 grams of sugar and 5 carbs, and we're talking for 1 tablespoon. The ingredients in organic half and half are grade A organic milk and grade A organic cream. You know what you can do with this? Blend it, maybe with a frother or just a regular whisk. Blend this with some real vanilla extract. Blend it with some cinnamon. You can make your own coffee creamer, and not only is it so much more nutritious, it's just so much more delicious. Okay, another one I get asked about all the time is yogurt. I'm just not sure there's a great answer about yogurt. We'll start with the Yoplait Light. This has been around forever. Tastes great. This is vanilla flavor. Okay, 0 grams of fat. You know what happens when they take the fat out of something? They add sugar to make up for the lack of taste. We have 15 grams of carbs, by the way, and then we have 7 grams of sugar and 5 grams of protein. It's a little protein, not too bad, 80 calories overall. This is what my family's actually been eating for the last several years, and it is yogurt made from sheep's milk. Okay, you may ask, why sheep's milk? Sheep's milk and goat's milk cause so much less, if any, inflammation. This is why when you hear about babies that can't drink formula and they end up drinking goat's milk. That's why, because it just doesn't cause the inflammation. People that maybe have allergies to milk don't tend to have problems with sheep's milk and goat's milk. And honestly, I don't notice any difference in the taste. Now, if we have the plain, the flavor is plain. So we tend to add at our house, we add raspberries and blueberries, almonds, pumpkin seeds maybe. It's pretty delicious when you do that. We don't add any brown sugar or anything like that. You have more calories here because they didn't take the fat out of it. You have 9 grams of fat, but your total carbs are 6, and your protein is double the Yoplait, 10 grams of protein. What else? 2 grams of sugar. So that's a pretty good choice, but that's the plain. Then you can go for the vanilla, which doesn't really have better numbers, per se, than the Yoplait. It's just that what's in it is so much better for you. And the vanilla flavor has 170 calories, 13 carbs, 10 grams of protein. But it's made from pasteurized sheep's milk, cane sugar, vanilla extract, and vanilla bean. And then it goes on to list the live active cultures that are in it. The Yoplait says on the back with live and active cultures. They don't talk at all about which ones they are, but the ingredient list is long. You've got cultured grade A non-fat milk, water, modified food starch, kosher gelatin, which is probably for texture. You have cornstarch, we know what that does, sucralose, sugar, natural and added flavor. Okay, now we get into weird things I cannot pronounce, like tricalcium phosphate and potassium sorbate added to maintain freshness. So that's a preservative. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that one, some type of potassium. And just because it says potassium doesn't mean it's the supplement mineral potassium. More things added to maintain freshness, and vitamin D has been added to this. Why would you need to add vitamin D to a milk product? If I do yogurt, I like to do the coconut yogurt, which is delicious. I didn't show that today because it's really too hard to compare that to something like Yoplait. The key is to get your blueberries and maybe some raspberries or strawberries in, get a few nuts in, just a handful, a little handful, and enjoy it that way if you love yogurt. Now I want to talk about one of my personal favorites when it comes to food labels, and that is the grocery store bakery cookie. There was a time when I was doing some volunteer work with my daughter, and we were taking cookies to a nursing home on a regular basis. And everyone said, oh yeah, the easiest thing to do is get the cookies at the local grocery store. So that's what we did. And one day I decided to read the label and see what the ingredients were. Okay, so it's kind of your standard junk. It has some sort of weird version of chocolate, soy lecithin, vanilla extract. It's got flour. It's got riboflavin, milk chocolate, milk, more soy lecithin. It has cornstarch, baking soda, brown sugar, carnauba wax. I think they used to use that to wax cars. More cornstarch. Then we have, a whole list of artificial colors, probably because it has little candies in it. We've got blue 1, lake yellow 6, red 4, yellow, blue, yellow 6, lake. I'm not even going to continue it so much. High fructose corn syrup, margarine that has soy oil and palm oil in it, benzoate. But then the thing that concerned me on this is something called TOMK. It has a lot of hashtags around it. And then when you look at the bottom for the hashtags, it says contains bioengineered food ingredient. I'm like, what is that? Why would I want to feed the senior citizens the bioengineered food additive? Avoid these. Just make your own. Okay, so that was really the worst of the worst. Now we're going to start looking at some things that are pretty good. When you look at the nutrition label and the ingredients, you should really be looking for things that have 5 ingredients or less. If it's got 6 or 7, but you know exactly what every single item is, maybe it's a long list of seasonings, that's a different story. The list of ingredients should be kind of short. So now I have some examples of things that have a pretty short ingredient list. Mayonnaise is something that has gotten such a bad rap for so long. Well, you know why? Because it's always made with some sort of seed oil like canola oil. You really want a mayo that's made with avocado oil, such as this one. So here are our ingredients: avocado oil, organic vinegar, organic eggs, organic egg yolks, salt, rosemary, and mustard seed. I recognize all of those things. Those are all like real food. Of course, it's a lot more expensive, but a better choice. Okay, if you want something crispy, if you're on the carnivore diet, you might be into pork rinds. If you have never lived in the South, you may have no clue what these are, but I'm about to read the ingredients. This is a nice brand that they have at Whole Foods, raised without antibiotics. And the reason that people are interested in these is because they have no carbs and they're tasty. Here are the ingredients: fried pork skin and sea salt. And they are fried in pork fat, not any sort of seed oil or anything. We have 0 carbs and 0 sugar. These are pretty great with some guacamole, salsa, if you're wanting to have that experience, but you don't want to do a potato chip or a tortilla chip. So good label. Another one, this is something I use to sweeten things that I make, and that is real maple syrup. Let's see what the ingredients are here. Now, of course, we do have plenty of carbs and we have plenty of sugar because syrup is syrup. Instead of your Mrs. Butterworth's or whatever that's just made from a bunch of chemicals, this is made from pure organic maple syrup. That's the only ingredient. So look for something like that. Some of these typical like pancake syrups and whatnot, they have probably never even seen a maple tree. Here's another one, sprouted pumpkin seeds. This is what we put in our yogurt. These are really good. Let's see what the ingredients are here. Pumpkin seeds and pink Himalayan salt. That's it. That's a good label. Okay, now we're going to get into the best labels of all. Organic green onions. No label. An organic artichoke. No label. An apple. No label. It has the little scanner thing, but no ingredients. Just all apple. Here's the peanut butter that we love. Let's see what the ingredients are here. Organic dry roasted peanuts. That's it, 1 ingredient. No added oils, no added fillers, just peanuts. So I hope this has helped you figure out how to decode some of these nutrition labels. Rome wasn't conquered in a day. If you can just figure out a couple of things to look for that you want to avoid, that's a good start. Go to the grocery store when you have some free time and spend your time checking the labels before you make your selections. I have a lot of people who tell me they think that sounds way too time consuming. But once you've done it once or twice, you automatically know what brands you want and you go straight for those. And it's fast and easy. So just put that investment on the front end. As my husband would say, pay me now or pay me later. Go ahead and put the time in and identify the healthy items and start to put those in your shopping cart. So I hope you've enjoyed this today. I hope you've learned a few things. And I hope this information will help improve what you're getting at the grocery store. Thank you for joining me. Please like and subscribe. And if you want to know when my newest videos come out, go ahead and hit that little bell and you'll get a notification. Thank you so much. See you next time.